We get so many questions from y'all. What do you like to use in your shade container gardens? Well, I thought I would share with you a few of my favorites, and today I'm going to share just some of the different textures and lovely, beautiful shade plants that actually are available out there. First, you got to make sure you have a great container. This is one of my go-tos. I actually purchased this at the Home Depot, I would say probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and I have had it forever. It's made from fiberglass, and it's like a super lightweight container, which I love lightweight containers because they make it so much easier to move around the garden. It's a beautiful color, and it's got lots of gorgeous scallops, and of course, it's got the drain hole, so you're ready to go. Okay, so some of my favorite plants. You know I love maidenhairs. They're just nice and airy and frilly, and they just really lighten up and make any shade container garden nice and airy. And one of my other favorites, this is the Rex Begonia. Look at these gorgeous, they're just absolutely stunning, these beautiful leaves. I love them because they're that dark, gorgeous like burgundy color, and then here's another one that's really nice and silvery, and they just really help accent some different shade containers. Next, the tractor seat plant. This has become such a popular plant. Now it gets huge, but I love it. It's one of my favorites, and that dark, luscious green leaf, and the reason why it's called a tractor plant is because look at the shape of the leaf. It's literally like the tractor seat. Something fun. Variegated ivy. This is something that's going to trail and soften the edges of the container. I like to use the variegated kind because it really helps the container brighten it up and it makes it pop. Let me kind of sneak down here. This is a fluffy ruffle fern is what they call this. And it's got a really pretty texture. I love the gorgeous green color, but mainly I like to use this for the texture. And then last but not least, I think I have some beautiful moss down here. This is just another gorgeous one. Love that light green color. It makes everything pop. Okay, now let's get started. Gonna fill up my container, use a really good potting soil. Now, one thing that I always tell everybody is when you have small containers, especially where we live, they turn into crock pots in the summertime. So make sure, what I mean by that is they just really get really hot. So go ahead and fill up the container all the way with soil. And I'm gonna add a little bit more and just about 2 inches below the top of the container. And let me just fill this up. Okay, next we're gonna go with my taller plant. And I'm gonna start with my Rex Begonia. It's just such a gorgeous one. I'm gonna use this one. Now I don't know the exact name, but you can find all of these and a lot of these at your local garden center or your local hardware store. So they've got lots of pretty things. And I'm gonna start and plant this directly in the back. And I'm gonna make the shape of a triangle. Okay, so I've got that one, my Rex Begonia. Next, I'm gonna do my Maidenhair Fern. Let's just go ahead and give that pot a hug, and I'm going to plant it in the shape of a triangle. Remember, if you want that designer look, use your triangles, and it just really helps everything look super well composed. Okay, now I am going to add in my collection of ferns up here. Let me see if I can find this. But you know what though? Hold on, I almost forgot my tractor seat plant. Let me add my tractor seat plant next. So we're gonna add this over to the side. And what's really neat about planting this container is a lot of these are actually house plants, not the tractor plant really, but if you're getting the itch to garden and if you want to go ahead and get some things planted, you could plant this, keep this in a really nice sunny window, and you can have a beautiful garden. And as soon as the frost-free date passes in your area, you'll have a gorgeous shade container already filled in. Okay, so we've got our 3 different plants. Now let's layer in the goodies. I'm going to go ahead and layer in my Ruffle Fern. Let me turn the container around so you can see this. So I planted this in the shape of a triangle, and now I'm just going to make another triangle. Just put that right there and just tuck the dirt around it. I know a lot of people ask me if I'll loosen up the roots, and you know, it just really depends on what the root structure looks like. This one is nice and loose, so there's really no need to loosen it up. I'm gonna put my ivy, let me turn that around so you can see it. Okay, now I'm gonna add another trailing ivy, and I'm literally, again, like I said, just planting in the shape of triangles. Okay, last I'm going to add in my beautiful bright green moss. Let me turn this around so you can see it right here. And that just does such a beautiful, it softens the edges of the container. And let me add one more back here. And let me turn that around so you can see it. But this is a really easy, gorgeous shade container. Now, once, like I said, that you passed your frost-free date, take this on your porch. This is gorgeous. It'll grow into a beautiful container in the summertime. And make sure that you keep the soil moist to the touch. And as you see brown leaves and different things, you know, occurring, just make sure you pinch them back so it can focus, all the energy can go to the new growth of the plant. And don't forget to fertilize. Some of my favorite fertilizer that I love to use is Color Star, and I don't actually have any with me right now, but they have a really great granular formula that I like to sprinkle around and feed my containers at least once a month. I know that's a little bit over the top, but I say, why not? Well, this is my shade container garden, and I can't wait to see yours.